Last we left off, you guys were squishing eggs. So, what are you guys going to do?
So I guess as the rest ends, Banner would ask, "Hey David, are you feeling any better?"
A lot better now I'm patched up, yeah? But that was rough.
Yeah, it's just these damn rooms are so cramped. Maybe next time, if you see something like that, maybe we try to back up, force them into single file. Because, I mean, you got pretty badly surrounded there from the looks of it.
Yes, that is true. However, I think that was better, now looking back on the fight, than if it was a single file. Because these big ones, they can shoot their spikes from a distance.
Yeah, I did see that.
If they cannot come closer instead of biting, they will shoot them. This one killed himself.
I was talking more about a bunch of the smaller ones surrounding you.
Smaller ones are less of an issue, as long as the armor up.
True, but they do whittle you down, I imagine. It's the number of attacks that you're taking rather than the damage that you're dishing out. But
yeah, these smaller ones I don't mind, because if they hit me once, they die.
Do you want to go into the caterpillar formation we discussed? It's Kara, David, Moira, Red, and me.
Alright, then let's do that. David and Kara head in the front. David will start moving towards the corridor. We can go either to the left, and there's also another offshoot, or we can go straight and there's another offshoot.
We've been following the left wall so far.
As you start to go down this way, you start to hear scuttling further along the cave.
Get ready for an eldritch blast the moment I see something scuttering towards me.
Firebolt and Chopper with Brandon and Moira.
But I will prepare Sacred Flame.
And we'll go back to the top of the turn order, because they're already moving. What's Moira do?
I mean, until anything changes, I think it's just going to be preparing a shortbow shot.
David.
Can he peek into this corridor?
Let's say you got movements, so you can.
I will go and peek. Alright, I see this, I assume.
Yes, you do.
I will shoot this one twice.
Okay. Let pop. You miss
14
both
and
sides.
15. Move back behind the safety of the corner. And I tell the rest, there is an open room, 2 adult, 1 child. I end my turn.
So that one you shot at kind of comes charging straight towards you.
Is that inside to Brandon and Moira?
Brandon, yes, but Moira is going to be reaching over to attack David, so I suppose yes.
Brandon did have Firebolt prepared, so he's going to attempt to do that.
You do that then.
I don't. Not with an ace.
Moira!
It's going to attempt to do the thing. No.
So everyone lets off their shots and everything misses this critic. And it's going to charge straight in to David and slash.
But it's barely.
I was going to roll the other slash.
Okay,
Misses
the
the
others.
second one. It slashes in and hits your shoulder.
This is the armor of Actus.
And the guy's going to come crawling up. He's also going to go to attack you.
Yeah.
If you have sight of that one.
To be honest, I'm going to say it's too close to your sight there now. 6 damage. And it explodes.
Hey, I lost my armor, but it exploded.
That one's going to go that way.
No. Burrow themselves.
And there's going to be bits of movements above you guys' heads. John sees a group of 4 of them directly above you all.
Point that out.
Okay, and it's John's turn.
The closest one to me, can I Sacred Flame that one?
You can. It was Dex, wasn't it?
Yeah, with disadvantage, because it doesn't
Yes.
know what the fuck is happening. Ah,
Yep.
yes.
You crispify one of them above you. You hear it shriek. And what else do you do, John?
Second level, Amadeus.
Amadeus appears.
And hits the big one, hopefully.
Misses.
Misses.
He just hits the stone around you. Brandon's turn.
Brandon is thinking of throwing out one of the balls from his bag of tricks. Basically wanting to throw it so it's here. How high is the ceiling?
It's going to be a few feet over head height. Not quite 10.
I think there'll probably be enough room for him to throw it so it lands in that spot, I think.
I'll have you roll.
Just Dex.
Yeah.
17. Alright, and now I roll my d8. Okay, let's see which one is free. Okay, this time I get a baboon. There is something a bit unfortunate about the baboon. It only has 3 hit
Minus 1
points.
The baboon
So-
appears. It looks confused.
I mean, it is a
scared.
baboon.
You know what the baboon does have, though? Pat
Bounce.
tactics. It's bonus action to command it, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, Brandon is just going to give it a standing order to keep attacking this thing.
Okay.
What is the name of this baboon?
Albert, why not?
Albert screeches and tries to bite and misses. Just teeth glancing over the chitin. What's Kara doing?
Start swiping away with your short swords. 2 attacks. First one, second one.
First
First one
one
hits.
6 damage.
She finds a nice little slot between one of its legs and its main body. slides your sword straight through, you're pulling it back out. Some ichor dripping to the floor.
And she ends her turn.
Moira, short bow, steady aim. Try to hit this guy.
Misses.
Unfortunate.
Hits the side of the wall and sticks straight into it.
Alright, that's the turn.
David.
David will armor practice. And put that up again. That's it for now.
And with that, rocks start to fall from above you all, and 3 of them drop down. One falling onto John, one falling onto Moira, and one falling onto Brandon. So, John, gonna hit 4 damage. Moira, gonna miss. And Brandon.
Yeah, shield.
Roll your 20. So it lands on top of you, and as you do so, you raise your hand quickly, and it lands straight onto a barrier, just as it was about to touch your hand. Slides off to the floor below you. And there's going to be scurrying next to the baboon. And one will emerge from the wall, and it will attack it.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Where's that?
2 more unearth themselves behind the big one. Oh dear. Okay, Brandon, you hear a lot of movements behind the stone wall as everything's moving around you. Stone explodes in front of you.
Okay.
It's going to take a swipe. First swipe with advantage due to pack tactics.
That is going to hit. Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Yep.
I will Blessing of Balance this one, I think.
Okay.
Meets it, beats it, I think, right?
Yep.
So half damage.
And it is John's turn.
I can see the big one attacking Brandon, right?
You can see that one, yes.
Can that one make a deck save?
And it's fail or deck save?
No.
Fails.
Fails.
you.
You're welcoming cricket noises. Wow, that's... Oof. You scorch the side of it as it tries to impale Brandon through the stomach.
And then with Amadeus, I will hit this big one here, hopefully. B, whoop. Let's go, Amadeus.
Amadeus is distracted by all the sound and noise around him, and rocks cracking everywhere.
It was because he witnessed Albert die. He would never mention that to me because he's a good son.
I had a bond with him. Mother! They took him from me, Mother!
Ooh!
Terrible deaths! Mother!
Did animal die, you troll, Brandon?
Whoops.
Brandon.
Goodbye. Okay. This isn't good. I don't like this particularly, but I feel like I've got to do something. Hand on Moira's shoulder. Hand on Kara's. Dragon's Breath again. At 2nd level this time. Roll number 20. I think Brandon's gonna have to try and dodge.
Okay.
That's about the best I can do, I think, for now.
Kara's turn.
Guiding Breath, the one in front of Brandon. So 14 damage if it fails.
It did indeed.
Then she will use her Righteous Fury to action surge. And then she will start swinging with her short swords on the one beneath Brandon. So first one,
Misses.
second one,
Hits.
11 damage.
She swings into it and starts doing quite a bit of damage to it.
That's all she can do for now.
Moira's turn.
Could she hit the large Griffin?
Yep.
I think so.
Half damage.
4.
Lightning crackles across its body, but it's still in the fight. It's nearly gone.
Okay. That's gonna be Moira then.
David's gonna... My thoughts were putting one on this one first. Put the distance in and then put on the big one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. One in each.
Okay. So bottom one first.
Nope. And then the other one. Also with disadvantage now.
17 misses.
Bonus action. Heal Brandon for 2d6.
I assume you end your turn.
Yep.
So Brandon, the one beneath you is going to nip at your ankles. There's a 22
With
hit.
disadvantage. Because he's dodging.
Oh yeah, sorry, it'd be flat hit then, so it'd be...
He's gonna shield, so yeah, that will miss. I need to roll my 20.
So it nips up towards you and just hits Finner as you hold your hand down. Now the bigger one is going to attack you. That one angles just around your shield, getting a good hit right in your side.
Right, and now I need to roll concentration, don't I? He drops concentration.
The lightning and vigor in Kara suddenly goes out. Moira is still hot and steamy regardless. But speaking of which, the one crawling on Moira is going to attack her. 23 hits, 5 damage. And Jun, the one on you is going to take a nip. 17 hits, 15 damage. So one of these little guys is going to move up towards David and going to take a nip. Hits, 5 damage. And the other little one is going to go charging in. It's going to go underneath Amadeus and it's going to take a nip. 20,
Yeah, that is.
4 damage.
It's also nice.
And the big one is going to pull back its arm and it's going to swing down on you. Straight it because there's nothing else nearby.
Yeah.
4 damage.
And it takes 15. That also hits.
The blowback from that first one hurts it badly. Another 7 damage comes swinging in
And another 15 to him.
and it blows off its arm, causing it to collapse to the side. This little one is going to crawl underneath the big one. It's going to go for Brandon.
I think he's still dodging at this point.
Oh yeah, so it was just straight roll, sorry.
So
So 22. 5 damage. chomps into your leg. And with that, it is now Jen's turn. The slaughter is partially over.
I will use Emboldening Bond on me, Brandon, and David. The big one next to Brandon is still alive, right?
Yep.
I will attack that one.
Hits.
For 11.
Amadeus, in a rage, vibrates violently behind it, swings back, and with all the force it can muster, slams straight down into its back and sends it straight to the floor.
Okay, good job.
Nice.
And with that, the one underneath it is going to be trapped prone underneath it.
That's all for me.
Brandon, your turn.
Brandon is going to acid splash the one that's trapped. And if the other one's close enough, he'll target that as well. So the one that's trapped underneath, would that just fail the dex check?
Yeah, I'm going to consider it prone, trapped, so yeah.
So the other one needs to make a dex 13. The one trapped underneath gets 6 acid damage.
You burn its face in. One of its mandibles disintegrates and it screams, unable to move.
I think that is it for now.
Okay, Kara's turn.
Kara is going to strike the one that is trapped. So that hits. She still has the Rage Fury up, so
She
I think-
swings down and decapitates one, letting its smouldering head off.
And there is still the one beneath Brandon.
Yes,
So then a swing for that one.
misses.
Misses. Yeah, that's all she can do for now.
Myra's turn.
Okay, I think Moira's going to attack the one that's actually on her this time with her daggers. Steady aim, so advantage on the first one.
She jabs with a dagger, but it lets go just in time, grips onto her back.
Second attack? Nope.
Now the thing is, it is an at 1, and she is attacking herself effectively, so I'm going to say base dagger damage to herself.
Just 3 damage.
So she goes to stab it as it goes down her back a little bit, and she gets her own shoulder blade instead. David.
Bonus action, Luna will bite the one on June.
Okay, misses. June, you just see a dog just go ruff, right towards you.
David will try and Eldritch Blast the one beneath Brandon.
Okay.
That's what could go wrong.
You know what? Do you remember what I said with Brandon? He was wondering if he could redirect magic. This seems like a good opportunity.
Roll me an Arcana. Nope. Nothing happens.
Well, poop.
I was making it a hard roll for anything to happen. So,
Tease down. I was going to ask if Brandon could shield, but I don't think it would work in this case, would it?
It's reaction.
There's a reaction.
there's a reaction.
I could redirect this back to David if you want.
How can I finagle this to be some kind of...
In itself, the crit fails are homebrew. Under normal circumstances, Brandon would be allowed to do this.
I'm
It is.
going to probably say Brandon's dex to see if you can pull up the spell quickly enough to save.
Right. Now, I think I'm going to use Ties of Chaos here to give myself advantage on the dex.
Yes.
Okay.
And then...
Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
The dice do not agree with us today.
David, what's your roll? Attack roll? You never know. You know it was close. That was close. Moira, dex save. Jones fails, Jones prone.
So, Moira, dex save...
Moira
21?
makes it, she's still standing. Both Moira and Jun take a d4.
So, 2 for Moira.
And Jun, 1 damage as you land on your ass.
And
Myra.
the critics?
Partially falls onto you. Critics are both going to take the d4. That's Jun's, Moira's, and the one that was below Brandon.
So where does Brandon land?
He's going to land where he currently is. I push you back 5 feet, basically. But David, you still have a blast left.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna use it. Not after this fucking shenanigans. I would just go, oh shit, Brandon, and then just move closer.
How does Moira react to this?
I'd say she's currently processing the fact that you just slammed into her and fallen down.
Fair enough.
She's collecting herself at the moment, but she's seeing red. And with that, it's Krivik's turn. How aggressive do I want to be?
You could let the dice decide.
That would be fair. So, I'm going to have one attack Jun, one attack Moira, and the other one is still going to go for Brandon. If you guess wrong on odd and even. Odd or even.
Even.
But even, it attacks somebody else. Okay, so that's going to just straight up bite you while you're down. That's 1 fail. And 1 is going to attack Moira. It jumps into her leg, but she doesn't notice. Jun, you're prone, so this one does have advantage against you. 4 damage. Jun, your turn.
Can I move past our characters?
They're being so tightly packed, I'm going to make it difficult terrain. Then again, Brandon is down, so you could initially just walk over,
Yeah.
that being said, so you could pass Moira.
I will stand on top of this critic actually. So 15 to get up,
Yep.
right? And then
Yep.
have my movement to move. I have used bombs of peace, by the way. So
Yep.
everybody gets 13
It's not
HP.
bad.
Though, Did I carry the one with me on me?
So I'll roll a d4. Odd it stays on, even it stay behind.
Wow.
Stayed on, so it's still attached to you.
Too bad. Anyway, I have my bonus action left.
Boink.
Amadeus,
Which one is it attacking?
the one on me.
Okay. Amadeus swings in, taking off part of its abdomen, and it starts to bleed out all over you, but it's still alive.
That's the end of my turn.
Brandon, you have a sudden intake of breath, your eyes shoot open.
You just see June running past you.
Okay,
You're on the floor prone, and you can feel your magic crackling around you.
so which are the two nearest to Brandon right now?
On the right.
Brandon's going to stand up without his movement. Brandon is going to aim at the one on the floor with poison spray.
Fails.
Okay, 13.
You eviscerate the one who's on the floor.
Is the one on Jun close enough for cleave, or is it... It's on the chest. But then again, Jun's only like 4'11", so...
What the fuck?
I'm having to think of every advantage here.
You're right, but I feel so. It's like I'm catching strays.
Oh, that was cleave damage, which case... Was it poison spray?
Poison
The one
spray.
that's on Jun also then starts to curl up and falls off, writhing on the floor.
Okay,
Reveal Jun's token again.
that did something. Okay, that's Brandon's turn.
And it's Kyra.
She will try and shortbow shots the one on Moira.
What can go wrong, right? Oh,
Why did you ask?
Jesus.
I don't want to catch any more strays, Pete. This has been a bad day.
Only 1 damage.
Let's see, who should it hit? David.
That's
Did you get an arrow in the ass? Moira's turn.
I think Moira's just going to have to do the same thing as she did last time. She's going to steady aim and she's going to attempt 2 dagger attacks. First one with advantage.
Hits.
Okay.
So Moira, just standing more or less perfectly still, just raises the dagger, stabs down behind her, and pulls the dagger forward with it impaled on it. Rips it off, and is going to walk towards David. Roll me a punch.
Okay.
She swings towards you, missing slightly. What do you do?
It was an accident. I tried to hit the critic, not actually move out of the way. Because running really makes it
Roll me a
worse.
persuasion. As you can take another swing.
you have a 1d4 to add to that.
14 on persuasion.
So I'm going to
Yeah,
say that's going to stop her. She's going to be breathing deeply. There's going to be tears in her eyes. After a moment, she just sheaths the dagger and turns around towards you, Brandon, and just grabs at you and wraps you in a hug.
What happened?
You were knocked out. Because of me. I'm sorry.
Are you feeling alright? You went down.
I'm fine. Okay. Guys, let's get out of here. These narrow caves are killing us. We cannot maneuver in here at all. And they can. We are outmatched. I'm sorry to say.
Are you fine with still destroying the axe and then leave the cave? Any way to leave that XP behind after what we've been through now?
David just goes ahead.
The walls are surrounded by clutches of eggs again.
Brandon's going to listen around. Can you hear any more movement?
Roll me perception.
Guess he's a bit concussed.
Yeah, he is a bit concussed. You can hear the sound of rocks moving every now and then. Some pebbles drop from above you. The holes were dug through.
Brandon's going to grip his head and just goes, ugh, I can't focus. John, are there any near us?
Should I roll a perception check?
You've got the blind sight as well.
Yeah.
At this point, you also hear the other prayers going off as I start shooting down the eggs.
Amadeus is helping you, don't worry. So
Going to say,
just grips your hand tightly.
Brandon will just say, love, are you hurt? Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's a flesh wound.
Don't worry about me. I'm okay. Alright?
I'm gonna
Don't-
worry about you whether you like it or not.
As I worry about you. It was an accident, love. It happens.
Yes, punches do happen. People tend to fall into them.
No, accidents do, love.
Takes a deep breath, shaky a little bit, and lets it out.
Brandon just takes her into a hug. Let's keep our wits about us until we leave, okay?
Okay. I think it was about 10 minutes for the last time, so it's the same again. Bing! 0 out of 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
As David was blasting the eggs, could he also roll perception to see if he spots any minerals?
He can indeed.
Brandon will help you investigate because if he was helping
And
you...
Amara's going to keep you back.
Okay, in that case, yeah, sorry. I
Stay
can't help
away
you.
from that man.
do you want me to help you?
Yes.
Every time you feel like you might be seeing something with your eyes, it's just a rock. But you know what? With the 11, you will spot a vein above you. Roll me
But I
the
don't-
D100.
74.
You see a copper vein.
Did we look for veins in this room? Like the one we rested in?
We can do that quickly. If someone
is,
will assist me. Oh, that's a good one. 20.
So as
No.
you move back to the previous room,
Can be a
roll
24.
100.
100. Jackpot.
You see a blue seam in the ceiling.
I point that to June. Do you know what it is? It's blue.
It might be cobalt, turquoise. No, roll to the
Roll intelligence.
rolling
Nature.
I will assist June.
Blue. It looks similar to metal, as far as you can tell.
But what do we say? Do we mine it? Because it looks interesting at the very least. We could technically use it to create a chainmail for it, right? It doesn't have to be iron, it needs to be any type of metal.
Is it in rock form or is it in gem form?
Rock.
I think it might be azurite.
Guys, I would not make the decision to stay here lightly. Because in addition to potentially having to fight any more Griffiths, we might have to fight that bat creature. This was reconnaissance. I leave it up to the group, but I think we should go. We need tools to mine this really. We've got a single pickaxe, but we could do with more. Might be a good idea to go back to the shop, either repurpose or get the stuff for the forge first, bring back more tools, so we're actually making more use of our time when we next return. Rather than try to mine stuff with a single tool now and not get enough to do anything with anyway. Chainmail, from what I've read about in books, 14 pounds. And how much did you get of coal and copper earlier, John? Maybe not even half that over the course of 8 hours combined.
I got very little.
The sooner we leave, the less likely we'll encounter the bat creature.
So, time-wise, if we decided to mine it, it will take us 4 hours, making it 16:30 by the time we leave.
Yes.
Or we could leave now and reach home before.
I'm thinking about fighting our way out of here.
We
That's
also
my
have to
main
cross
concern.
octopuses.
We are relatively at the entrance, so I don't think...
We have had 4 fights on the way to here, David. Since we've cleared the nests, it's probably going to be as quiet now as it's going to be. It's true that we weren't bothered after clearing the nests last time, but my main argument for going now, apart from us just being in a really unfavourable environment, is if we gather the stuff now, how long is it going to take us to get something that's actually going to be useful? Because it's going to take more than 4 hours, I'd bet.
Well, after this we're going home, right? We're not going to exploring any more caves.
Bear in mind, the cloudflowers are going to mature tomorrow. We've got this thing for Danavel in the next 5 days. You also need to check, David, how much we can prepare for that. Because if we can, I would rather be back at the shop than still out here. We take the knowledge that we've gained here and we come back with more tools. Sweetheart, what do you want to do?
Frankly, just go right now. Might be more of them.
I would personally like to mine it, because I don't want to return. However, I'm not really in a position to have a safe rest.
We do still need to find iron, but I do not want to go further into here, David. I think it's a lot more trouble than it's worth.
I say we leave, however, I say we take a small chunk, just so that I could perhaps identify it, or maybe have an auntie look at it, what it is, and then we can determine if it is something worthwhile.
Sure.
In hindsight, I should have bought more than one pickaxe, but I didn't think we were coming to Jurassic World.
June, I
I'm gonna take-
Could you mine it and I try and lift her up?
Okay, so let's say how much work should I have you do to actually get a bit of this?
It's just we need
That's
one
not, it's
chunk.
just a small, hand-sized piece.
I could still roll survival.
Yeah. Roll survival, determine how long it's going to take. David, you're lifting Jun up, and as Jun swings back the pickaxe, you're swinging Jun back, and you're swinging Jun forward with the pickaxe. And yeah, picked up a small, let's say pebble-sized chunk.
Alright,
Feel
let's
dizzy.
get out. What time is it now?
From when we left at 10:30, we spent half an hour to get to here, and then we spent 20 minutes wandering around. 10 minutes clearing the eggs. I don't think this has actually taken us that long, because we only kind of went down the corridor before we got into this fight, so it's up to you. It's been at least 10 minutes.
Okay, then it's
Oh, sorry,
really
12.
10 minutes, yeah, get out.
So we're going to say it's 12:30 right now?
As you enter out as the bright sunlight in the middle of the day, you look out across the mountainside, the desolate wastes around you, and we'll end the session there.
Okay, well, we got through it in any rate, so let's see what happens next time. Until then, see you later. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, have a really good time.